you're not gonna make me buy this palette, okay? People have been asking me to, like, what do you think? You're not gonna make me buy this palette. I'm being a choosy eyeshadow lover. It's like choosy lovers, you know? But I have been known to eat my words a time or two. So we'll see what happens. Hey guys, this is Ashleigh. Welcome on back to my channel. So, what was I talking about? I was talking about the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume 5. That beautiful purple palette. Now, I think it's beautiful, but I'm like, no, I'm not going to purchase it. I'm going to be good. I really don't want to purchase it, so I'm not even like really distracting myself. So I thought I will pull out this palette right here as a reason why I do not need to buy the Norvina Pro Pigment Palette Volume number 5, because this right here is the OG Norvina palette. But before we get started, if you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you're oldie but goodie, welcome on back. My name is Ashleigh. I have a doctorate in pharmacy and I love makeup. So that's how you get Dr. Ash and her makeup. And eyeshadow really is my jam. So I thought to myself, I'm just going to call you out. Okay. Monique's makeup. Yeah, she was like, girl, you need to buy it. It's going to look so cute on you. I can just see you. Thank you, girl. Thanks for the vote of confidence, but no. Then I watched, I watched Beauty and the Frizz's video, and she made the most beautiful looks. Go check her video out. I'll link it down below. And she loves the palette. And then who else did I watch? Maybe Morgan Turner. I watched her video as well. I mean, a lot of people have been having such great things to say about this Norvina palette. Now, when the palette came out, I was just like, oh, that's cute, but skip, next. I really did not do a double take, a triple take, none of that, well, maybe. I was just like, I'm not interested, okay? I have so many purple palettes. I was like, I'm gonna bust out this Norvina palette. Then I have, let's see. Okay, maybe I'll just show this one because it took a lot of work to get that palette out. But I have this baby right here. This white palette is gonna make the lighting go crazy. But I have this beautiful baby right here. This is the Natasha Denona Blue, what is this, purple blue palette? Yeah. And I have used this palette before. I need to use it more, so I'm like, Then I have what, Lunar Lavender by Kaleidos. I have the Lila palette by Natasha Denona. I have the purple palette by ColourPop. I have another purple palette by Glam Shop. Other purples. It's just, yeah, I didn't need it, okay? So here's the thing. I thought I'd bust this out. So if you were trying to save some coins, be a choosy eyeshadow lover like me, and, you know, not purchase the Volume 5 palette, then I feel like you're going to enjoy this, especially if you have this palette, or maybe just think about some other shades in your collection that mimic the ones in here. And let's see, another reason why I was like, I'm not going to purchase that Norvina palette is because I was honestly scarred by 2 and 3, okay? Maybe I'll throw a little clip in here about, what was it, Volume 2? The one with the oranges and the pop of green. And I bought the blue one. Y'all, I did not like it, okay? I don't hardly return makeup, but the blue one went back to the store because I did not touch it. But the one with the orange cover, I tried to keep it, and I tried to use it. I did not like it. I specifically remember filming that video and being like, stop. I had to stop filming and come back the very next day and try it again. So, yeah, I'm not going for all that. So let's jump in. I think I'm going to do a look on this eye, and we'll wrap up. So I'm going to bring you on in closer. All right, so I brought you in closer. Per usual, eyebrows are brought to you by Benefit Cosmetic Goof Proof Brow, shade 3.75. Today, I'm going to prime with, it's like it's raining away from me, the Juvia's Place I Prime shade number 2. I like this primer. It's a little on the emollient side, but it's not too emollient, so my eyeshadows do stick in place. I'm just kind of shaking it up because sometimes you... Or just drop it, because sometimes, you know, a little liquid can just like squirt out at you, and ain't nobody got time for that, okay? So I just use a little bit. You don't need a lot, and I think it will let the colors pop. And I bought this palette when it first released, and I was very excited about it. I like ABH, but I'm not like, oh my God, I'm an ABH stan, okay? So, like Modern Renaissance, I didn't like it. But the difference is I really wanted to like it because everybody loved it so much. But even though I love red tones and I love red eyeshadows, those hues just didn't work very well for me. It just didn't. It just did not look very good on my skin complexion. And let's see, Tina, the Fancy Face, she said the same thing, and I was like, oh my God, yes. And we're pretty much the same complexion. We have a lot of same undertones. And yeah, so I'm just going ahead, I'm like just spreading this out. I have way more primer on the other side than I do on the left eye, but you know, that's such is life. And for good measure, I guess I'll add another dab. ABH also had an eye primer that came out. I don't really care for that either. I think it was just too emollient and that was white. But I'm using this because I feel like the mattes in Norvina, they pick up pretty well, but they could be a little bit more pigmented. So I would say probably the Grand Pro Volume 5 would probably be a little bit more pigmented. But girl, like I said, I don't need it. I am just being a choosy eyeshadow lover, and that's what I chose to call it. And we're gonna go in with my Wayne Goss number 16 brush. She's hella stained, hella it's just a lot going on. Whatever, it'll be fine. I did wipe it off. So going in, first shade. I really enjoy this palette. Like when I first got this palette, I was wearing it nonstop. Okay, I'm gonna first go in with this shade Eccentric, which there are definitely some shades in Volume 5 that look like this, okay? Oh yeah, this is the primer for this palette. And I actually did wear this palette yesterday. I was like, yeah, yesterday. Oh my, yes, this is the primer. Because when I wore it yesterday, or I would wear it before, I would use my Urban Decay Primer Potion in the shade Caffeine, and you know that is like exactly my skin complexion. But this is the primer, baby, because it is making these shades pop like nobody's business, okay? And I'm gonna do a different look on the other side, so I need to remember not to just drag that over there. But let's see. So I really enjoyed this palette. So I like ABH's releases. You know, some are better than others. I don't know what the heck has happened to the brand this past year. I mean, like they have put out so much and now it's just like radio silence from them. So kind of feel like, girl, Anastasia, you need to come get your company. That's how I kind of feel. So now I'm just going in with a Sonia G Worker Pro, and I am going to pick up the shade Passion. And this shade picks up better also with this primer, happy to note. So yeah, you probably need a little bit lighter primer if you're just concerned about some of these mattes. But I feel like you had a good range, you know? And Soul is my color. That was my jam, you know? And I feel like you get some really pretty looks with this palette. And the shimmers were top quality in this palette. Like, honey, top. So that's what we're looking like so far. Going in with this BK Beauty brush. This is a 203. And I'm going to go in with the shade called Drama. We're gonna add a little drama. I got a little fallout, but that's on me. I don't really care about fallout. I do my face last. So I could just wipe it off. And I did have quite a bit. Now this is a little softer formula. This formula does perform well with brushes, but this is a formula kind of, you maybe want to do a little glitter glue, or you want to use your finger. Whatever is your preference. I'm just gonna go back with the number 16 brush and just kind of blend that out. Oh my gosh, I'm really amazed by that color Eccentric. It really picked up very nicely. We're just gonna dab back in with Eccentric. And it picked up so nicely on this primer. Now, with my finger, My nails, I haven't done it again. Don't y'all like them? Aren't they cute? Oh, the camera's not doing it any justice. They're really like hot coral. Loving it. Going in with the shade Rose Gold. And I'm just going to tap. Yeah, I got a little fallout, but I'm okay. I'm okay. And then I'm gonna smooth it out because these shimmers, they are very, they're very foiled. They have a lot of body to them, and it can be a lot of fallout with them, but they're very high shine. Like, you see this? Honey. She was like, these shimmers, the top row enough. Like, if you didn't really even like this one and this one, like the top row for me and these, maybe you didn't really like love, but honey, these shimmers were coming with that fire, honey. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a Sonia G Builder Pro as soon as I wipe her off. Jesus, I feel like I just washed my brushes. And I'm just gonna smooth it out because, like I said, these shimmers do have a little texture. I'm just gonna kind of get into the areas where I can't get with my finger. I'm just gonna blend this up, honey. And this is just the prettiest sultry look right here. And this is one of the prettiest rose golds. This rose gold is so beautiful in my collection. And that's what also drew me to this Norvina palette. And then I'm gonna go back in with just the edge of this BK Beauty and take a little bit more of Drama. And I'm going to just kind of drag it up, give me that faux cut crease line, blend it in here. Now, picking up the number 16, I'm just going to diffuse it a little bit more. And boom. All right, for look number 2, I'm going to go in for number 27 brush. I'm going to take the shade, let's see, I think I'm going to go in with, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Soul, because that was a color I loved. And it was so good. Oh yes, the way it's picking up with this primer. And it picked up with my other primer, but at the time I probably had no other primers, because I remember I tried like a white eyeshadow primer by, I think, Makeup Revolution or something like that, and honey, my shadows were slip sliding all over the place. It was looking like a hot mess. Oh, and I tried the NYX Jumbo Milk Pencil. Or I tried the same version of it, but in the pot. Honey, shadows were everywhere. Not cute, but this is cute. This brush is so soft by Rephr. I think this is one of their newer brushes. Go back in. Now I'm going to do somewhat of a halo-ish situation, I think. I don't know. We'll see how it works out in just a second. I'm going to pick up the shade Celestial. Okay. I think, okay, I'm going to go in with my finger because I was trying to get the framework down, but you know. And I think well, I'm just gonna kind of layer some shimmers over my eyes. So if you wonder, you know, the looks change, honey, they change. There we go, I like that. Then I'm gonna go back in with the BK Beauty brush, pick up the Celestial again, and just kind of hit in the areas that I couldn't reach. It's really pretty. Then I'm going to pop in with the shade Wild Child. Just gonna use my finger. Pop that in the middle. I'm just tapping that on. And I'm gonna tap on a little bit more. So halo-ish, without all the halo work. Same effect. And now I'm gonna go in with the shade Dreamer. And I picked up too much of my brush because I'm known to be taking my inner corner a little bit too high sometimes, and I just want it to be like in the inner corner, like not up here like I do sometimes. All right, I'm gonna do some face work, liner, lashes. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. Here are the two looks. I think they came out great. Underneath the waterline, I just went ahead and just put a little bit of drama underneath both both underneath the lash line, just to, you know, tie the looks together. I don't like to bring my eyeshadow down too far down here because I feel like it just kind of closes off my eye right here. So I think the looks came out really beautiful. I really had a lot of fun playing with the palette. I'm gonna leave my face details down below, but for my lipstick, I am wearing Deep Orchid by McGrath Labs. It was fun to bring this out. I was like, oh, it's gonna go good with my lipstick, with my eyeliner. I was like, oh, it's gonna go good with my eyeshadow, but then I was like, ooh, it's gonna clash with my shirt. But I think it's working. It's working. So I just had so much fun playing with this palette. Like I said, I'm being a choosy eyeshadow lover. That is my new term. That is my new thing I'm saying. Not to say that I'm going on a low buy, not to say I'm going on a no buy, but you know, for certain things, you just gotta be a little choosy. But it was so much fun just rediscovering what I already had in my collection. And I was just like, this totally, I don't need to pick up, you know, volume 5. Not to say that I never will, because like I said, I have eaten my words a time or two. But for right now, I'm so satisfied with playing with this. And I think one thing that just like really, I'm not sure if I said this already or not, but one thing that just really made me realize how much fun I've had playing in the makeup that I already own is when I did McGrath week with the ladies, because I had all those palettes, but a lot of times I get to pick up one here, but I hadn't picked up a lot of them in such a long time. And it was just so good to revisit things that I already have and just remind myself, like, new isn't always better. What you have in your collection can definitely work for you. Even though I rotate my palettes a lot and I make sure I use the new stuff quite a lot so I can come on and tell you guys what I like. But like I said, it's just fun to reach back into your collection, because I was like, some of these palettes down here have just been straight up neglected. But let me know how you guys like this video. I think it was really fun, just a different take on it. I'm distracting myself from Norvina 5 with the OG Norvina. So just let me know how you guys like it. And you know, sometimes, I don't know, people say they want to see old things, but then it doesn't do so well. So we'll see. But let me know down in the comments if you like the two looks, which one is your favorite. I really love this eye, and this is like basically the look I wore yesterday, but I'm really loving this eye because Soul is popping with this primer. So that makes it even more exciting to play with this palette. So hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with another video, which will be very, very soon. Hit the like button, and of course subscribe to my channel, because you know I would love to have you here in my little makeup family. And with that being said, you already know what time it is. It's time for the chair dance. Chair dance. Hey, 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 chair dance. Chair dance. Chair dance. All right, y'all. Bye.